What's up? Doing another video today because fuck it, why not? I got some spare time. So, for the second topic of today, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about emotional regulation versus emotional suppression. Because one of these things is one of the apexes of masculinity, and the other one is cowardice described as strength. You see, I was in the group of people for a long time that thought being strong means balling up and bottling your emotions and just shoving them way down deep inside where you don't have to think about them or see them or acknowledge them anymore. And this is actually a coward's way of thinking, because all it says is that you're afraid of your own emotions and you're afraid of your own feelings and how they might affect you. And it's something that's only going to hinder you and your growth as a person in both the short and long term. What you really need to be looking for what you really need to be looking for is emotional regulation, which is the idea that we recognize and feel and accept emotions, and to the best of our ability we feel them and we don't let them control us, and we acknowledge them and we don't let them boil over to extremes. Because it's, say you're feeling frustrated. The key to managing frustration is not to suppress it and hold it back. It's to accept the frustration, acknowledge that it's there, acknowledge you're feeling it, feel it, and then let it pass, and don't let it control you. Because when we try to hinder it, that's when it starts to build. It starts to stack up and stack and stack and stack, and then it boils over and we lose control. We lose control, and that's when you have breakdowns and bad shit happens. Doesn't have to be frustration. You can replace that with any emotion. What about fear? Fear is an interesting one because it's really hard to act when you're scared. But what you need to do is not try to find a way to feel less fear, but accept its presence. Understand, yep, I am scared. Feel it, acknowledge it, know it's there, and then don't let it control your actions. And then when you do this, you don't let it build up. You don't let it have power over you, but rather you acknowledge it and you accept it and you work with it, because you need to be able to feel and accept your feelings as a man. That doesn't mean you have to be a weak emotional puddle of sludge that's constantly, you know, crying and, you know, breaking down. And but you need your emotions to be working with you, not against you. Your emotions are not something that you should be battling. They're something that you should be accepting and using to your advantage, and being able to express. I'm someone who's struggled a ton with expressing emotions, still a work in progress, but it's something you have to be able to do. And then there's also the issue of crying. I have a pretty straightforward answer to this. Like, come on, bro. You know, if you need to, just like, man, go up in your room, lock your door, and just cry into a pillow, man. Like, the whole thing that real men don't cry is complete bullshit. Because it's just release of excess emotion, you know. It's a natural response to an extreme influx of excess emotion, or boiling over of, you know, stress and frustrations. Like, it's just, you know, it's how we roll as beings that feel emotions. You have to understand that it's human nature. So it's gonna happen. You're gonna cry regardless of whether you want to or not, whether you accept it or not. So you might as well accept it. I think there's a bell curve. I think there's like this bell curve of strength that you go through, where you have, on the one low end, you have like, or it's like a progression where you have the weak, you know, emotional puddle of a human being who just can't do anything, who has zero strength, zero backbone. And then you go through the phase of, okay, I'm just gonna shut my feelings away and, you know, not let them have power over me. I'm not even gonna acknowledge them. I'm just gonna, you know, fuck your feelings. And that's a step in the right direction, but it's not the full story. Because the final step is, let's integrate our emotions. You know, let's integrate our emotions and have them work for us, and be an emotionally intelligent person. Have a high EQ, you know, which you can develop. Like, let's learn to recognize what we're feeling, why we're feeling it, deal with it properly, express it properly. Which is easier said than done, but it's something that, it's the final step in the equation of dealing with emotions. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching this video if you made it all the way through, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.